Hi, Michael Swan from the Unido team. Welcome to our official launch of our YouTube channel. We thought, what better way to kick off with me than what I'm best known for, our AMAs. So today we'll do a quick talk through the development of UDO, the commercial uptake, a couple of comments on market sentiment and what we're seeing from clients. Then we'll kick straight into the questions the community have asked. From a commercial perspective, we are very excited to be launching with EQIBank, our first Unido Insto client, in the next few days. The platform will go live, and EQIBank are building their entire crypto business on our custody platform. The revenue from our partnership with EQIBank that we are entitled to goes straight to buying the Unido token, which we will be burning per the burn schedule, which is flagged in the white paper. From a technical standpoint, the development team are working on two streams, the first being the EQIBank integration, and the second is finishing the work on Unido Enterprise platform. The final touches are being put to the DeFi dashboard and integrating the various yield investment opportunities, and then we'll be hoping to bring that to market towards the end of Q3, start of Q4. The go-to-market is a sophisticated sell through various networks, one being mapping the zero distribution model, which was super successful through accountancies. We've talked about this before. We'll be partnering with professional agencies such as lawyers and accountants, where the corporates will lean on those professional services advisory providers on where they can be storing their cryptocurrency. And of course, we will have integrations with those partners, which makes us a natural sell option for an accountant to push the product to their clients, and they can receive a data feedback for accounting purposes. We've been building out the marketing team, and we welcome two new faces, Vico from India and Adam from the US. Both join us as experienced marketers to continue to push the good word of Unido out in the community. We look to build brand recognition and clear understanding of the value that we bring and encourage more UDO holders into our ecosystem. You'll see both Vico and Adam hanging around in the Telegram group. Say hi, ask their questions. We're very excited as we ramp up our marketing team capability in the third quarter of this year. From a client sentiment perspective, we've been having numerous conversations with corporates and especially the institutional and hedge fund level. These large institutions are still very bullish on entering crypto, both from a capital investing perspective and also as crypto as a client service perspective. What I would encourage the Unido community to keep in mind is, especially with the large institutions, deciding to enter crypto is not an overnight decision. These have various committee sign-offs, reputational considerations, building out products. The process takes months, if not years, to get there. But what's encouraging is every client we are talking to is wanting to engage on the topic of crypto and how to do it. And they recognize the differentiating factor that Unido Insto brings for a client offering perspective. So we'll move on to some of the community questions now. We've been inundated with questions. I will try to get to a few which cover current thematics. I'll try and combine a few which had similar sentiment to get the message across. Thank you everyone who put your questions in. We will of course announce the winner of the best question and $100 denominated in UDO token, and we will have that out in the TG group early next week, I think. So first question, what are some of the points that you provide to inquiring institutions regarding apprehension due to DeFi volatility? So the first thing to remember is institutions cover various client types with various different risk profiles. Crypto covers various different risk profiles, from stable coins, which obviously aren't volatile, through to highly volatile tokens, and they have various factors to why they are volatile. The thing to remember is institutions, as I said, have different clients, and this is just one client offering. So it's typically offered as a mixed bag amongst other investments, or for clients who have specific risk tolerances. So it's a matter of picking the right institution with the right client base that wants crypto exposure. The exciting thing is crypto exposure and the demand for crypto exposure, especially from the high net worth community, is growing at an astronomical rate. So we are getting a lot of inbounds from institutions who recognize the volatility and want to provide access to this type of investment regardless. So next question, most investors are focused on price of the token in the short term instead of understanding the real value of the projects. What are the motivations and benefits for investors to hold the token in the long term? It's a good question, and I think there's an answer which correlates to the first question around volatility. So let's remember the client base, which is targeted primarily for EP. It is institutions, hedge funds, and corporates who want to hold crypto both for treasury, for investment use, and also for day-to-day spending, as we see methods of transacting, including crypto, which is becoming more and more common. There's firstly a need for custody to be able to deal with these clients, but it is a very popular investment method to take a higher risk appetite for something such as Bitcoin. We've all seen what Tesla's done at the start of the year. We think that will be an engaging thematic throughout the rest of the year. The thing to keep in mind here is custodial products provide custody, which is required for any kind of cryptocurrency by any kind of corporate or any kind of hedge fund. So whether we are holding Bitcoin or a client is holding Bitcoin, or they've cashed their Bitcoin in a bear market into a stable coin, regardless, they need a custody provider for either token. So the thing to remember is, regardless of a bull market or a bear market and what cryptos are popular and what are not, the hedge fund investors, the institutional investors need to hold it regardless. The fees we charge and the revenue we derive from our Unido Insto clients is per holding. It's not per crypto type. So whether it's bull or a bear, we still get revenues in either market. It's a very important takeaway because it helps flatten the risk curve when it comes to revenue planning. And of course, what we do with the revenue, we go on and buy the UDO token. So once we get a solid client base, which have the same sentiment and they will park whether bull or bear in one crypto or another, the idea is that you will have a consistent revenue base because the fees are earned on any token that sits in the wallet. Next question, which institutions does Unido want to work with other than EQIBank? So the answer is the product is suitable for any institution. It can work as a standalone siloed product, or it can be worked, in the case of EQIBank, integrating into a broader core banking system. We see the larger institutions take appetite in offering crypto products, but of course, as I mentioned, there is a long runway to get from the concept to actually providing a product. Where we're seeing immediate uptake is the new neobanks or the smaller banks which are actively chasing high net worth clients that require these sorts of products. So I'd say the smaller end of institutional offerings in North America, custodial products in Asia and East and West Europe are the target. I wouldn't say that there's any particular size or client base other than banks and custodial providers and exchanges which have the motivation to move now. They'll be the ones we focus on first. And of course, we continue to nurture the slower, larger movers, but they take time. Next question. With the current environmental concerns and the look on energy efficient systems such as proof of stake, is Unido planning to allow staking or other mechanisms in the wallet system? So environmental concerns are very much a hot topic. The cost of electricity or the consequences of electricity for proof of work obviously is making proof of stake coins very popular. We've already talked about Tesla's going into the wallet. We will be largely driven on demand for certain coins as they are added to the wallet, and then various DeFi options per coin as they're added. There are certain advantages and there's certain popularities lately regarding efficiencies of proof of stake. So we do believe that proof of stake coins will be more popular from a demand perspective, hence they will be supported in the wallet as the market dictates. Next question is, liquidity providers play an important role in the ecosystem and they receive important incentives in form of UDO tokens. but these rewards go through various adjustments and correction parameters. Can you tell us what they are? So I believe this is discussing impairment loss or impairment gain, depending on which way you look at it. That is a situation where you provide liquidity into a liquidity pool. It's a pair of coins, and as the prices change and the ratios change of one coin to another and markets move quickly, your share of a particular pool, depending on what depreciates and the weightings changes of that pool, can affect what you take out. Impairment loss is a risk with providing liquidity on any tokens which have a variable price. We will attach an explanation regarding impairment loss. It's good to understand these risks as you enter the pools. Our liquidity program, we think, is very exciting. I just looked it up. The current yield is UDO USDC 174% per annum, and UDO ETH is 166. So we're talking triple figure returns. As the person who asked the question alluded to, there is impairment loss and you should take that into account. We think the rewards are very handsome, but of course, do your due diligence. Another current thematic, how much will NFTs play in the future of the project? So we've seen the rise of NFTs, and if you look at NFTs over artwork, for instance, have been garnering very large sums of money. The reality is an NFT is, of course, a token issued on a blockchain, and the market, rightly or wrongly, ascribes a very high value, or what can be a very high value, to these instruments. So they are investment instruments. We at Unido don't make decisions whether they are worthy of the price. We simply recognize if the NFT is in demand. If it is, and the market dictates it wants to be held and it's something worth holding, we put these in process of adding to wallets. So if it's written on Ethereum, obviously we're looking at ERC, custom ERC tokens, where you can put your NFT token in. There's a pipeline of work around new blockchains, but we don't discriminate NFT versus utility token versus, for that matter, a security token. It all comes down to the demand of the instrument. We are covering professional investors, corporate investors, institutional investors. If they have clients with appetite for these sorts of assets, they need custody. So we will provide them. It's a market-driven thematic of demand. So if there is demand for holding NFTs in wallets, we will accommodate. Thank you to everyone in the community for your questions. I hope the updates on the projects were helpful, and answering some of the questions that were asked via our Google form. We will try to come and give updates via video on our YouTube channel periodically. Please stay tuned to our announcement channel, as we will pop out all bits of news for everyone. Do follow me on Twitter while I document my thoughts and personal views on the market. I'll give updates on what I'm seeing from clients. We are engaging in Telegram. Jump in, join the conversation. I'm Michael. Bye for now.